Okay, pilots, a few other little details with my Blue Angel. I got it. Fuselage is done. It's looking good. All right. I've got my wings, of course, and a horizontal and vertical stabilizer. My wings hanging here. Now what I've done is I took my spar and I just went ahead and put my spar in the wings and taped them up, you know, where it wouldn't fall off. All right. The fuselage is looking pretty good. Now I had to paint it with gloss paint this time. Usually I paint with satin. But I was gonna clear coat it after I done it because, you know, Blue Angel's got a spotless plane. Now it might look light to you right here, but that's where that big yellow, which I don't know. I've ordered the calligraphics 1/10 scale Blue Angels decal set. And I don't know if that big yellow stripe's gonna come with it or not. There wasn't a picture on her side or anything about that. There's my rudders. I got the tank done, but you know how it is. Most of the time you don't worry about the tank. But here's something that I'm wanting you to notice here. This is the rail that come off the original jet. It's not no 3D printed rail. And I cut that missile off. Well, when I cut that missile off, pilots, it kind of took some of the strength out of that thing. It flopped and flipped around there like it was rubber. So I found me an old spar. I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. Just an old rectangle shaped fiberglass spar that I dug out of my Dynam Hellcat wing that I destroyed, you know, when I put my folding wings in. I pretty much destroyed a factory wing. And it had this spar here in it. So I cut this directly in half, put a point on each end of each of them, and then epoxied it to the outside of that rail. And now we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint it this color yellow. This is a wild brand because I can't find no yellow that looks like the color I'm looking for. So I had to buy this off brand here, but we're gonna see if it'll work. We'll see if it'll work. I'll get the camera here flipped around where you can see. That yellow, pilots, goodness gracious, if you've ever painted yellow, it takes forever to cover, forever. I've already given it a good shake. I'm gonna put one coat on here, then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna touch up my vents on the fuselage. Gotta get the back side too, because it shows a little bit. Boy, that wind's blowing it right into me. Not into the house. The wind's blowing to the wrong direction for sure. Just a little light coat. And yellow, this dadgum yellow takes forever to dry too. Now some of you out there, I know that they use the airbrush. I had a comment there, you ought to get your airbrush. Well, yeah, I need to get one, ain't no doubt. But right now, for when I'm doing the planes, this right here is working for me. But when I start weathering, when I start flying more of my planes, I'm going to pretty much need to be doing some little touching up on the things, from the little scuffs on the edge of the wings and things. So that's where a lot of weathering is going to come in. So I'll be doing a lot of weathering. See, it's kind of got a nice, well, no, you can't. Nice glossy look to it, and I'm having to do, like I said, I'm having to do the backside because it shows a little bit. But Cali Graphics, I don't know if it's even going to have the wingtip decals. I just don't know. I might have to paint the wingtips. So that's my color that I picked out for that, in case I do. Y'all behave. Alright, touching up places on fuselage. Got my first copy of Model Aviation magazine. Pretty close. Can't hit zoom when I got the camera flipped around this way. But we got two cheaters here, and this right here I was going to paint silver. And on the bottom side we got a cheater. Let me get my Hellcat out of the way. I still got a mate in this. We'll mate in this soon. Silver paint. Okay. Believe it or not, pilots, you know how our buddy Kenny on Hangar 51 channel, he likes to shop at Dollar Tree. Well, I like to shop at Dollar General. And pilots, I have found out, I mean, I bought a bunch of it. I have bought a bunch of it. But this silver right here at Dollar General, and make sure you get the black label. Note the black label. And I swear to God, pilots, if you work it right and spray it right, it'll look like this. And you'll see here in a minute, because you'll be able to tell even when I'm just touching that stuff. It shines like aluminum. And it's like, I think it's $3.99 for a can of it. So, you know. Alright though, man, gotta get his glasses on for this. Now, this silver here also dries at the drop of a hat. I mean, I have two-tone stuff like an hour after I put this on something. We're just gonna go around the edge there of that plastic. Pots, I'm not no artist. Now you want an artist, man, my brother will draw you something. My brother paint you a portrait you wouldn't believe. I got some of his work I think I got some hanging in here in the living room. He watched Bob on Educational Channel paint. He taught him how to paint. And it don't take much painting either. You just kind of roll your brush over it one time and let that metallic settle up. Getting in them vents. On the sides there on the inside. Stick your brush down there on each individual one, paint a little bit on the side. Let me get you in here. Alright, that's one on that. I'll do a back vent here, one back vent. Now this is not functional back here, but it is an actual thing that's on the jet. It's like cooling units for that turbo jet that's inside of it. I'm just running down it, trying to one time. Now sometimes when you're painting over fresh paint, pilots, you gotta be quick about it. You can't sit there and keep dabbing and brushing and dabbing and brushing. You gotta be quick about it, because that fresh paint that you're putting on it right now is gonna start eating up that other paint that you just put on a day ago. So try not to be doing no back and forth stroking. Try to do just one direction and get it on there. If it don't get a coating on it, you can always put another on it later after it dries a little bit. But if you sit there and keep brushing it back and forth, your silver paint's gonna start turning blue. Taking a little bit to do this now. There's all kind of little movements and vents, holes all in it here. You just don't want to get in that little spot right there, do you? Burn. See the problem? The brush keeps moving the other way. You'll be able to see these little holes I'm telling you about. We gotta look to the side, make sure we got it all on the sides. Oh goodness, got off the line there when I was on the, got out of the, outside the line. Okay, it's looking good. All right, get you a look at this. And then I'm gonna step outside right quick and put a coat of paint on it. The yellow parts. Do the other two on the other side there and the one on the bottom. Let me see if I can get us a shot on the paint job here. Because it's going to take probably multiple coats to get these rails covered in the dark yellow that I'm looking for. Now get back, I didn't pick it. It just got to be in the picture. It's got to be in the picture. But I don't pay them nothing. Well, I'm going to get my backside here. Backside. At least ain't no wind blowing too bad right now. I stuck my little shish kebab stick. As you can see, that's where the tip of the wing comes out too, see? So it's pretty much going to be covered once that's on there. I know that little hole won't be seen. Let me get another one. And come on in, Mr. Fly. Your brother didn't last too long the other day. Not too long at all. Yeah, pilots, that rail was like a piece of rubber when I cut that missile off. It was just flipping and flopping all over the place. But that, I mean, as long as it's even weight on both sides, I don't think it's gonna hurt. We'll get 2 or 3 more coats on that, folks. I'll get my touching up finished up on the silver here. And you know how Callie is, she's kind of behind, but her work is worth it to me. I've done got 2 sets. I'm gonna show you something here. If I can get them out here. All right. This here is actually the setup, the decal sheet for a FMS 1400 millimeter 109 with the desert scheme on it. That means that the plane was painted tan all over. So I'm going to use this scheme. Yes, it's not the scheme of a Stuka dive bomber, but I'm going to use it. Okay, I got some nice ones here. Now this has got a wax coating on the decal there. You peel it off, you know, with the decal, and you stick it on the model and then rub on it and take the outside wax paper off. And yes, pilots, look there, she does provide you with a swastika. And let me hold it this way. And different, you know, group, that might be a different group than the Stukas was. This might have been a 109 fighter group, you never know. But then you get your iron crosses. And pilots, I was going to show you the other day, but I thought it might offend somebody, but how to make a swastika out of this decal by simply cutting it into 4 sections and maneuvering it where it looks like a swastika. You cut it down, you cut it down this way right in the center. You cut it across this way right in the center. And if it's got a white border, you got to cut the white border off, or you can sit there and maneuver your scissors and try to cut it to where your swastika will have white border. But then you just kind of got to stick it around and make it, pilots. But, you know, all right, here is another, that's the the iron cross that goes on top of the wing. It's in white. And you got the number 2 and 2. Like it's like the sign of a sidewinder is more or less what that kind of is a signature of. And then this little small one I dropped here, just another couple of 2s. That's for my Stuka that I hope to get from Paul Ballard. I've ordered another from here. I've ordered a FJ Fury, FJ2 Fury. All right, let's see. Yeah, is it FJ? I think it's FJ. All right, some of these that's trash. Some of these decals here come from a different one, and that come from the Arrows F86 with the Russian kills. But I ordered in white writing, navy. Okay. And this is actually the decal sheet for a Corsair. If I'm not mistaken, it's either a 1600 millimeter or a 1700 millimeter FMS Corsair, the Denver. Okay, but that's the ones I ordered. Okay, to put on my FJ2 Fury. Okay, there's the stars and bars, because I've looked up pictures of that jet after it was issued into, or you know, advanced into service. That it had stars and bars with a red stripe in it with no blue, because the jet is blue. The jet is a dark blue, just like our old World War II planes were. And there's some numbers there. That's for my Fury. I'm gonna paint it blue all over, just like I've done this F-18 Blue Thunder. And I got a couple other planes coming from him, but that's just the decals from Cali Graphics that I got, that I've ordered the decals for this. So pilots, have a good one. It might be a while before you see a video on this one again because she says she's behind. It might be 5 to 6 weeks probably. So, you know, my decals might be back a little ways. I'm out.